you see before you is a sodium-potassium protein. This is what is known as a transmembrane protein, an integral membrane protein that is spread throughout the whole membrane. More on that later. This is also known as an antiporter, which moves two different substances in two different directions. This protein is about to complete primary active transport, which uses ATP to move substances. This all takes place in the phospholipid bilayer in the cell, which makes up the plasma membrane. Now that we have the basic idea of this image, we will demonstrate how this protein works its magic. These white round orbs are molecules of sodium represented as Na. We also see our pink triangles who go by the name of ATP. The ATP is what allows for the active transport to move against the concentration gradient. The concentration gradient is how a molecule or other substance moves from an area of high concentration to low. The ATP or energy is what allows the molecules to go against this. It is also important to note that there are 3 sodium molecules total. These elements all bind to the protein's pump. The pump is an integral membrane glycoprotein, also known as the receptor site. This reacts to a signal and opens up. In this case, the signal is the contact with ATP. The ATP undergoes hydrolysis here, meaning that it breaks down and turns into ADP, and the free phosphate ion, meaning that our triangle front has changed and turned into a square. Plus, a not pictured baby ink orb that we'll talk about later. The release of ADP allows for the sodium to escape and the potassium, our 2 blue orbs, to bind to this pump. Now that the potassium is inside, we can focus on the pink orb that's not pictured, the free phosphate ion. The free phosphate ion is released, causing the potassium to be released into the cell's interior and leaving the protein ready for the process to start again.